Welcome back, folks. Be Sure 94 right here with our last WCW Monday Nitro, November of 2002. We had a great show last week where we were able to get about 75 views on it. So thank you guys for keeping this save alive. We're still pushing through, trying to get to Starrcade 2002. I am hoping to keep this going through 2003 in game. So we need you guys to keep pushing this as much as possible to try to bring more eyeballs to the product, to try to make this more seen on YouTube. So let's try to keep pushing that. Make sure that like button is being hit, making sure we're commenting if you have any ideas or any opinions. But let's get to the show. We're in front of 5,500 people today, and we got the opening of the show is the recap of last week, where we saw Abyss and Kevin Nash beating down Goldberg until Mike Awesome made the save, stopping the attack as he helped Goldberg back to his feet, and there was a stare down between the four men as Abyss and Nash left the ring. 68 on that segment rating. Both storylines have advanced. We opened the show with James Mitchell and Abyss in the ring cutting a promo, saying that last week they proved that Goldberg is no match for Abyss, and that history is going to repeat itself, where if you remember correctly, Abyss is the reason we haven't seen Goldberg in months here in WCW, and at Starrcade there's not going to be anything different happening, as Abyss is going to walk out as the WCW champion. And as for Mike Awesome, he needs to keep his nose out of our business, and if he keeps getting in our way, we will have to deal with that tonight. 72 rating on that from Mitchell and Abyss. Abyss is getting better at his gimmick, and Mitchell did fantastic on the mic with a 72. They get interrupted by Mike Awesome and says that tonight he challenges Abyss in the main event. He stood up for what he believed in last week to help out Goldberg against the 2-on-1 of Abyss and Nash, and that tonight he's going to prove to Abyss that he should have been in the main event of Starrcade 2002. 72 rating on that promo from Awesome. Good start to the show. Hopefully we can keep this momentum going. In our first bout of the evening is a television championship match. In a decent match, AJ Styles defeats Berlin in 8 minutes by pinfall with a Styles Clash. AJ Styles makes defense number 2 of the WCW TV Championship. Berlin a 56, AJ Styles a 69. The announcer qualifies the match with a 64 rating. Not much to really say here. Solid match to open the show. AJ Styles keeps defending his championship nicely, so that's good. And Berlin gets featured on Nitro in a singles bout, even though he is part of the militia. Post-match, Jindrak hits the ring and attacks AJ Styles. Continues to beat him down, saying that he embarrassed him, not only taking his TV championship, but also embarrassed him at Mayhem, and he is not going to stand for it, as he wants his television championship back, and he's laying down the challenge for Starrcade for the television title against AJ Styles. 59 rating on that segment there. Storyline has advanced. We get a backstage promo from the militia where Ray Gonzalez is kind of running the show here with this promo, as Guido's away right now taking care of business, and that tonight he got instructions to take out Ultimo Dragon, as Super Crazy couldn't do it last week, as tonight he is going to challenge Ultimo Dragon to a match and hopefully not let Guido down, but he has strict instructions to make sure Ultimo Dragon does not walk away from the ring tonight. So 67 rating on that promo from the militia, and the storyline has advanced. So after last week where Ultimo Dragon embarrassed Super Crazy, Ray Gonzalez is now stepping up to challenge Ultimo Dragon. And in a decent match, Ray Gonzalez defeats Ultimo Dragon in 8 minutes by pinfall with the Phoenix Landing. Ray Gonzalez is 64, Ultimo Dragon is 64. 62 rating on the segment. I don't know why Ultimo Dragon's storyline or gimmick is just showing, but okay. Good stuff here. Ray Gonzalez getting the win doesn't hurt, I don't think, anybody. Both guys had great in-ring performances, so good stuff. 62 rating, like I said. Now to qualify to the match, and post-match, we get a beatdown as 2-on-1 Super Crazy and Ray Gonzalez are beating down Ultimo Dragon, just like Ray Gonzalez had kind of alluded to in the promo, making sure that Ultimo Dragon is not able to embarrass them tonight. 60 rating on that segment. But Rey Mysterio hits the ring and makes the militia bail. as he has come to the aid of Ultimo Dragon. Obviously, we're setting up some type of tag team situation here, as Rey Mysterio right now is going to come to the aid of his masked brethren here, as they are going to be feuding with the Militia going into Starrcade. Mysterio's getting better at his gimmick. 71 rating on Mysterio's save. And in about that had great heat and good wrestling. Chris Kanyon defeats Jamie Noble in 12:51 by pinfall with a flatliner. Chris Kanyon is 68, Jamie Noble is 73, 69 rating on our matchup tonight. Simply Chris Kanyon just trying to get some momentum going into Starrcade. I feel like he did lose a lot, going from losing to Abyss, and then the Mayhem match didn't exactly go the way we wanted it to for him. Plus he lost to Booker T, so we're just trying to get him some momentum going into Starrcade. Post-match, he grabs a microphone and says Booker T's dodging him. We haven't seen Booker T since Mayhem, where he eliminated Chris Kanyon from the Mayhem match, and he wants his Starrcade answer by next week to find out if he can get his revenge on Booker T at Starrcade. 73 on that promo from Chris Kanyon there. So good stuff. Looks like we are going to be building towards a final match between Booker T and Chris Kanyon at Starrcade. We get a backstage promo from the Dudley Boys talking about how they were disappointed in what the Steiners did to them at Mayhem. They stabbed them in the backs and stole their tag team championships, as they felt they had a lot of respect for the Steiners and they thought the respect was mutual. But unfortunately it doesn't seem that way, as the Steiners feel threatened by us, the Dudleys, here in WCW. But at the end of the day, the Dudleys are the WCW tag team champions, and we are the greatest tag team in the world. And if the Steiner brothers want to face us again, we will gladly face them next week. 70 rating from the Dudley Boys promo here. So good stuff. Storyline gained heat, so we love that. And in a decent match, just featuring some tag teams here, we have the Dynasty defeating Zero Cool in 7:45, and BG James pinned Sean O'Haire with a dog pound. Jeff Jarrett carried the in-ring work. Scott Taylor at 55, Sean O'Haire 59, BG at 52, Jeff is 72. Sean O'Haire and Scott Taylor have excellent chemistry. Announced qualified to the match with a 64 rating. Cold tag team match here. Just trying to get the Dynasty back kind of featured again after they had that little mini feud with the Dudleys going into Halloween Havoc. Hasn't really gotten much momentum since then, so we're trying to just recover some of that where we can. We get a promo while we're in Paul Heyman's office, and it's Rhino, Dustin Rhodes, and Buff Bagwell. And Rhino said that he laid down the challenge last week. Not his fault that Dustin Rhodes couldn't get the job done, as Buff Bagwell got in the way. We got Dustin Rhodes and Buff Bagwell arguing back and forth, and Heyman makes the announcement that next week it'll be Dustin Rhodes versus Buff Bagwell, with the winner will face Rhino for the WCW United States Championship at Starrcade. Both storylines have advanced. Buff Bagwell and Don Marie are a good pairing, and a 67th segment rating. So another big matchup for next week, so that's exciting. Next week's looking like a big show, I think, for us as we go into the month of December, so awesome stuff there. And we get a thing in the backstage segment here where Kevin Nash and James Mitchell are coming up to a working agreement here, as they're going to have each other's backs, as the Monster Abyss is facing Mike Awesome tonight. And last week we saw Nash and Abyss attack Goldberg, so it looks like they're playing the game of I scratch your back, you scratch mine. So they both have issues with the two guys that elude them on the other side, so obviously they got a partner up here to take care of that, to make sure Abyss stays WCW champion. Both storylines have advanced. 71 rating on the segment. And in about that had great heat and decent wrestling, we have Rhino defeating the Hurricane in a non-title match in 7:40 with a gore. The Hurricane is 61, Rhino is 67. The announced qualified to the match, and the match got the crowd hotter. 67 segment rating. Rhino gets another big win. Rhino's ascension up the card here in late 2002 has been fantastic. Really like what we've done with him as the U.S. champion. Had a huge spot in the Mayhem Battle Royal as the final man that Goldberg eliminated, so really kind of building Rhino to that next level here in WCW. We get a backstage promo from Rob Van Dam saying that he is laying down the challenge to Ken Shamrock for Starrcade, and that he, going into Starrcade 2002, is more motivated than ever to push himself to the top here of WCW and become Mr. Pay-Per-View. 69 rating on that, and the storyline has advanced from Rob Van Dam. However, he gets attacked. Oh, I'm sorry. In a fantastic heat and good wrestling, Rob Van Dam defeats Diamond Dallas Page in 5 minutes by pinfall with a 5-star frog splash. I jumped ahead a little bit there. RVD at 90, Page at 45. RVD came out of this looking good with a 70 rating on the match. RVD gets a nice win back on TV. We got to start doing more with that. Last week I felt like I kept way too many people off the show, which I really shouldn't be doing. And that's my fault. I'm just trying to kind of prolong things to get to Starrcade. But RVD has a nice win here over DDP, who's kind of just floundering as a heel, but he's helping put people over on TV, so I will take it. Now, we have the attack of Ken Shamrock, who attacks RVD from behind and locks in the submission on the ankle of RVD, which he injured a couple months ago. So it does look like Shamrock has officially accepted RVD's challenge, and we're getting another match of RVD and Ken Shamrock at Starrcade. Remember, Ken Shamrock has yet to be pinned or submitted here in WCW, so could RVD be that guy? 68 rating on that, and the storyline has advanced. We get a Team Canada vignette with Lance Storm, Bobby Roode, Eric Young, and Angel Williams again, as last week we showed this for the first time. Team Canada is coming to WCW, and it looks like their arrival will be right after Starrcade 2002 as we enter the year 2003. Interested to see kind of where this goes. I have a whole plan on where this might go, but ultimately gives us a reason to put Lance Storm back on the show. We get a new tag team with Bobby Roode and Eric Young, and Angel Williams gets featured as a new manager and woman on the show, so that's awesome, all accounts there. And in our main event of the evening, in about the hand fantastic heat and good wrestling, Abyss defeats Mike Awesome in 13 minutes by pinfall with a black hole slam, followed with a distraction from Kevin Nash. Abyss is 68, Mike Awesome is 75, both storylines have advanced, and Mike Awesome benefited from having a hot new move. 75 rating on the match. Hell of a stuff, guys. Wow. Okay. Good match here for our main event. And post-match, we got the beatdown again, 2-on-1. This time it's flipped. Abyss and Nash are beating up on Mike Awesome. 73 rating on that as both storylines have advanced, and Goldberg makes the save this time as he comes out to stop the attack, and this time he hits a spear on Kevin Nash before him and Abyss bail, as Goldberg and Mike Awesome stand tall to end the show. Back-to-back weeks ending the same way. I think we are going to lead to a tag team match coming shortly, whether that's next week or whenever. It's coming soon, so look forward to that. Big ending to the show here with a 70 rating. Both storylines have advanced. Let's hope for a solid, good rating here. Come on now. We didn't have any bad ratings. Yeah, there we go. Overall rating of a 73. We increased our popularity only in 11 regions, so we didn't lose any popularity this week. I think the show was pretty solid. Definitely some more work to do on the upper mid-card and lower mid-card stuff for sure. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying this. Keep this save going, guys. Keep pushing it. Keep dropping likes and comments. I do check everything, so thank you very much for keeping that going. We'll see you guys here next week, same time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for our next WCW Monday Nitro.